PC Club today. We have Bob Sellers, who has been on with us before, but for the first time we have Ron Nelson. And it's always good to have you guys on, talk about all the different things that are going on with the PC Club. And in a sense, the name is a bit of a misnomer nowadays because it's the PC Club, it's Chromebooks, it's doing genealogy, it's all kinds of different things, right?
Well, sure. I think just computer club would suffice. And of course, there are two of us.
Right,
and,
right.
Next door.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you kind of cross over many things. But let's talk about, you have something coming up, I think tomorrow, am I right? And then, again, we're going to talk about the genealogy classes that you do.
Yes, tomorrow night we have a fellow we've had 2 or 3 times in the last few years. He calls himself an evangelist for security on all the computing devices. And he has, like most of us, multiple devices. And he just wants to point out and remind us, which us as seniors, we certainly need a wake-up call once in a while.
Right.
Ron will tell you about some of the things we hear in the workshop, people coming in and they just totally missed the boat on security.
Right.
So this fellow, his name's Bob.
Important.
He'll be reminding us of some of the issues and also giving us an update of what kind of things are out there now. And what are your vulnerable devices, your phones, your tablets, even hopefully not the Chromebook, but it could be.
Yeah.
Anything connected to the internet, he says, let's protect it.
Right, and Ron, over the years, they've gotten a lot better as far as if people do the updates. Microsoft, for example, you do the updates with them, you're probably pretty good. Chromebook, there's a little bit less of a chance of something going on. But in general, a lot of these, what we used to call those, McAfee and stuff, that stuff is just, if you keep up with your security, that's great. However, when it just comes on, forget the security coming into your system, but just in general, your online security, that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, it's one of the most important parts of owning a computer is to update the operating system. Microsoft is very committed to doing that, periodically sends out security updates. And if you keep your system up to date, you're doing the #1 thing that's most important.
Yeah.
Chromebooks are far less vulnerable to any of that kind of security issue because of the way the operating system was built by Google. It's just simply isolated away from those kind of things. They're committed to keeping that up to date, and it happens automatically, as does Windows, unless you turn it off.
Yeah.
One of the things that we've done in the PC lab during the last several months is to upgrade all the computers from Windows 7, which I hope people understand now is no longer supported by Microsoft. We brought all of those up to Windows 10, so everything is now up to speed on that in our workshop, as is the Microsoft Office software, which we've also just upgraded.
Right, and we're well hoping that comes for us as well. As far as staff goes, I think we have Windows 1995, but whatever it was, sometimes it feels that way. But just in general, your security, let's forget your device. That if you keep up with things, you can protect pretty darn well. But just your general security when you're online, because if you're using any kind of social media, that's a whole different thing, because that's out there, and it's really up to who's ever kind of doing that, Facebook or Instagram or whatever it might be, to have those offerings in there. Sometimes you got to dig down deep and check things off. And in general, just, don't put things online you don't want other people to see.
Yeah, one of the big issues that people don't understand is antiviruses really don't protect you a whole lot.
No.
They're really only there to protect about 50% of what's going on. And all of the newest stuff coming out is generally not covered.
Right.
So you're your biggest protection, keeping your system up to date, not clicking on things like attachments in emails, being very careful about what websites you go to, those kind of things. You're really the #1 person to deal with the issue.
Now, I do hear that some people are, I don't know about here, but using VPNs, which is a virtual private network. You got to pay for those. But if you want to be able to go online and know that your internet provider, whoever is out there, is not seeing whatever you're doing or not seeing all the different places you're going online, that is an option, right?
It is.
Yeah.
A VPN allows you to get through your provider and get out to the internet. But you have to understand, you're really sort of kicking the can down the road.
Yeah.
You have to trust the VPN provider,
right,
because you are coming out of onto the internet from that location.
Right.
So you have to make sure that you pick a good one. You should also pick one that is not registering any of the information that's going through. There are VPNs that do track what you're doing and then turn around and sell that information.
Yeah.
So, but a good VPN won't do that, won't track you, or let anybody know who you are coming out at that end.
Right. So basically the way the VPN works, a good one, is that you hit the VPN and what goes out from there, what you're searching for, the website you go on, if it was ever looked at, so to speak, it goes just as far as that VPN company. They have no idea who's the individual using that. That's
right,
a good
that's
VPN.
True. Yeah.
Yeah, and you do pay for those.
Yes.
So keep that in mind.
The ones that are
Yeah.
free, you're getting your money's worth out of it. Be careful.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if it's free, they're getting something. Believe me, like anything online, right? So this is going to be your general meeting. The main topic tomorrow, Clubhouse 7 at 7 o'clock, right, Bob?
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. Now, something else you've been doing, and we've got the flyer up for this, and this has just been a wonderful thing. You folks have been involved with genealogy, and of course, getting folks involved with that and how they go about it. It's a whole lot of fun, and it can be very involved, or if you just want to do it casually.
Yeah. We have people that dabble, but we have some very serious researchers and genealogists here, even those that are licensed and professional.
Yeah.
We made a big commitment to them about 1.5 years ago because I personally am involved in this. That's my big hobby.
Yeah.
We bought a software program, Family Tree Maker, and that's on
Right.
all the classroom PCs now, plus a handful in the workshop. So we're getting a lot of visibility with that. New people are finding the PC Club, and they're finding, wow, there's a resource here I can use. So we've been doing classes. The next event is just a discussion group. So we've got 2 sessions set up for that. It's on our website, and it's pretty exciting stuff for people to come in and discover something about their family.
Yeah.
And of course, building out a tree.
It's a lot of fun. I've said before, my mother-in-law got involved with this several years ago, primarily so she could find her way into the DAR, because you have to be very, very specific.
Oh, sure.
That's Daughters of the American Revolution, if people don't know that. And they are really very tight about what you need to prove, and she did.
Yeah.
But since that time, she has done this. She's got a genealogy group, and they'll go to a lot of the major libraries and things like that. But you can get really involved, and I think the fact that you're doing these information meetings are really good, because sometimes people are like, well, should we go to this? And they're like you said, family tree, there's family reunion, there's ancestry, there's all these, and then they might ask, what's 23andMe? Well, that's a little bit different, but still that can all play into it.
We can address all of this.
Yeah.
And, nobody's saying we're experts, but we like to help each other. We like to learn.
Yeah, and that one is going to be coming up on Monday, March 23rd, and Thursday, March 26th at 10 o'clock. And it's right here, right?
Sure, in the classroom.
Yeah, the one tomorrow is at Clubhouse 7.
Clubhouse 7 tomorrow night.
All right. Now, something else that you're going to be doing, effective resume writing and an interview preparation for success for those people who may be still in the marketplace. And that's going to be on Saturdays, April 11th to May 2nd, 9 a.m. to noon, and that'll also be in the PC Learning Center.
Absolutely. This is Dr. Green, Catherine. She's our webmaster, and she's on the board. And this was her career when she was working. And we hear lots of rumbles about people going back into the workplace, and they're just ill-prepared. This job market and job search business has changed dramatically, over the last decade or so.
Right.
And she's right up to speed. She knows what this is all about, and with the use of her information, we think, and she thinks based on her past experience, we can really assist people to find a new job.
Yeah, and that's what's wonderful about a lot of the classes that you folks do there. it's really helping out people to navigate whatever it might be, or they hear about something, hey, I'd like to get into that, I'm just not sure where to begin, and there's so many different options. And that's certainly true with online security as well. Do I use one of these services or do I not? Do I protect myself this way or that way? And just the information that you do, and of course all the regular classes that you folks have over there.
And we have a bunch of new ones rolling out here next month. So if anyone hasn't checked the website or the workshop lately, it's time to come see what's coming up. We have Chromebook again, and the smart devices like Echo and Home, and of course Windows 10 refresher course. So we're covering the bases.
Yeah, and again, you know what? You got those online devices. You've got the Amazon Echo or the Google Home or whatever it might be. Yeah. Those involve security as well. So
Absolutely.
you have to at least, above anything else, know where you're vulnerable, and you may accept that because let's face it, there's a lot of things that you use every single day, and there's things that go along with that where you're vulnerable. And if you're okay with that, that's fine. As long as you know.
As long as you understand the potential risks that you are involved with, then yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, and that's the main
Ron said
thing.
it earlier too, that self-discipline is a huge piece of this.
Yeah.
Just don't take the temptation.
Right, yeah.
We hear the stories, it's really sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we encourage people, if they have issues like this, they're welcome to come into the workshop and talk to any of our supervisors who are experienced in a lot of these kind of things, so that we can help them out and give them an understanding of what they face and what the potential fix for their issue is. So.
Yeah, I think that's very
you
true.
mentioned it on the show last week. Tax scam season is here.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. And census.
Both online.
All that. If there's a way, they're going to find it.
Yes.
And neither one of those will call you and ask you for information about your taxes. If they're calling, they aren't the IRS.
Yeah, and again, you've talked about this, and we've talked about this in general. If you get an email that comes in, let's say from your bank, maybe it really is from your bank. It could be, but don't click on any link there. If it's from your bank, go to whatever your bank is, log in like you normally do. If there's a notification there, it's gonna be there in your messages or whatever it might be. So think of everything you get from something like that is, okay, you gotta have just a little bit of thinking there could be a risk here, and go the other way around, and you'll still get the information if it's true.
With every single email that comes in, even if it's from a friend of yours.
Yeah, I got to watch my emails from Bob all the time, all the time. All right, gentlemen, thank you very much. Of course, the PC Class and Learning Center and their work center is just right next door to us. Up here, their next general meeting is tomorrow. That is March 10th, 7 p.m. at Clubhouse 7. And this is, the main topic is everything is connected, but is it protected? I encourage you all to join in. All right, we'll be right back. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.